Welcome everyone. Today we're going to discuss about startup and venture capital. Since 2000, large companies have been downsizing research university, hospital, and research institution had $48.8 billion in research expenditure in 2007. University had begun to fill the void due to the research cutback in the private sector. Why are startups sometimes needed? If an individual technology cannot be licensed piecemeal, a startup is something the only alternative. A startup is a way to translate academic inventions into commercial goods and services that benefit the public, also serve as an engine for local economic developments and job creation. What percentage of inventions become startup? Approximately 5 to 10% of the invention meet the certain necessary to become a startup company. At BC, the actual member is 0 to 2 startup per year depending on the number of invention disclosure and the type of technology disclosure. What does one need to have a successful startup company? Not an easy question to answer. A great idea does not necessarily lead to a successful company. According to the Startup Company Bible, it is ultimately the quality of the management team that builds successful companies rather than their technology. Consideration: need to raise capital to fund the development of the technology. Is there a large addressable market? Invention will have obligations at the university, therefore need to recruit an initial management team. What are the terms of license agreement between the university and the company? Where does the funding come from? No external funding, own institutions, and many interesting things. Who are the angel investor? Angel invest in the company during the high risk stage and very early stage. Tend to individual invest their own money as opposed to VC that manage the money invested in by multiple people, filling in the gap between friends and family and VC. What is venture capital? A type of private equity typically provided to the early stage highly potential growth companies in the list of generations a return. Initial public offering IPO sales of the company. Venture capital fund is a pooled investment vehicle that primary investment that capital of 30 third party investors in enterprise that are too risky for stand capital market or bank loan. Know your venture capital. Venture partner typically receive 2% of the fund committed capital as a management fee, plus an additional 20% of the fund net profit. The structure of the VC fund determine the type of invention they are interested in. VC fund have a finite lifespan of the only a few years. University research business plan often miss the mark when it comes to addressing the question of timing. VC typically add 2 to 3 years of the started times to market for a university venture. Venture fund continues. Software and technology 5 years. Lifestyle 5 to 10 years. VC assess investment in terms of the risk. A better understanding of a potential company risk portfolio creates a strong pitch for investors. Inexperienced management team and unrealistic claims can turn off world be investor. VC fund are not ATMs. Supporting and educating entrepreneur. The personnel behind an idea is as important as the idea itself. Introducing VC to the talent people can be more powerful than specific innovations. The role of the innovations will depending on the maturity of the company. Should be prepared or to follow that technology from the lab to startup, but not necessarily leaving the university, but will probably not run the company through its maturation. Supporting and educating entrepreneur confidence. Faculty and student relative inexperience in founding, growth, and managerial success companies can be implemented. Faculty members should reach out to their at university who have experience in the spin out process and whose experience are similar. Streaming the bureau, a TT and AL office can help the acting as a business item intermediary. Technology transfer should screen, package the technology, make the introductions, then step back and get out to the way. Partner technology venture fund of the Southern California. Investor dislike the defensive of or fortress mentality of attorneys. Want a genuine effort to make the deal process smooth and expenditure. Access and visibility. Business plans from the university are usually not as well developed in terms of what matters most VC. Packaging idea in VC-friendly ways, eliminate academics, be able to discuss ideas in the business rather than technology-related potential business capital requirements. Part to market, expect return on investment and avoid solution in the search problem. Access and visibility can be able to the proactive approach investors with the association summarize information about potential deal. Elevator piece be able to describe your company in 2 minutes. Distinguish a licensed deal from startup. Current innovation. University should be an ecosystem of entrepreneurship top to the bottom culture that breed and foster in innovations. Other university resources to spin outs, continue access to cutting edge lab facilities for startup in the extremely appeals to VC. University should leverage visibility by partnering with their other university build on each other successful rather than being competitors. Local venture capital firm 103 firm listed in 2009. New England technology directory. Flash Gaps founded 2000 in Cambridge. Three principal idea sectors: therapies, life science tools, and diagnosis and bioenergy at clean tech. North Biden and venture partners. Early stage VCs firms based in Boston, MA, and the industry focus on communication material manufacturing system, semiconductor, and software. AUTM survey research institute for new 55 new startup companies from 3,318 countries. Startup company in business. Never generated startup funded in 2002. Fast product avenues used in the treatment of the long gap nerve injury in 2007. BC Starter Solastar, founded in 2006, developed ultra-high effective solar cells using nanoscale elements, own an undisclosed amount of funding from Kileras, and will receive 2.6 million from the US Department of Energy. This is the good example of how actually VCs and other things work. If you have any kind of question, you directly can communicate with us. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.